Alright, this is the Kenwood TK7180 transceiver VHF, and there's a power supply just underneath it there, and we have an antenna hooked to it. We have the KMC36 microphone with the 12 button touch tone pad, and we have here's the back of the unit here. Here's the antenna port, here's the power cords, and here's the AC line here. And of course we have the microphone jack here, which is an 8-pin type. And the power supply is on at the moment. And I'll turn the radio on now. Okay. And briefly then, we have on the left here we have the up and down volume buttons. Okay. Alright, and over here we have the channel buttons. Here we go, channel up, channel down. Okay. And we have the channel number right here, top left. And we have a designator, either a 2 or 3 letter designator showing us the channel grouping. Then we have the frequency beside it. Also notice if the channel is selected for scanning, there's a little triangle right here. We can unselect it by pressing this button, the A button, which is used to either add or delete. So we're going to add it back in. And beside that, we have the S key, which is often used for scanning. That's how we have it set up, to scan or start or stop the scanning. So it shows the word scan until it hits a frequency with something on it. And I'll turn it off from there again. Okay, now this button here on the left is an orange triangle. It can be programmed for various things. I have it set up as a function button and as a brightness button. So it's on bright right now, but if I go function bright, now it goes to medium brightness, and press it twice again, it goes to dim, and then twice again it comes back to brightness. Yes. Next of all, we have the square button over here, which is currently set up as the monitor button, or a squelch release button. Notice the green receive light comes on. Next of all, there's a feature called talk around, that if your repeater broke down and there was someone perhaps listening, you could send out a signal to them to perhaps change to a different channel by going to this feature called talk around, where you have the transmit frequency moved to be the same as the receive frequency. So if I press function B, a little walkie-talkie symbol shows here. It's now in talk around mode, and you could make your announcement, and then as soon as you change channel or turn off the radio, it clears the talk around feature. If anybody is is perhaps a volunteer fireman, they would be familiar with that feature called talk around. Next of all, squelch. You can set the squelch level if you press function and then C. It's on level 4, a medium setting. We can lower it to say 1 or 2, or we could raise it higher to 7 or 8, where it might be, if you're in a place where there's a computer nearby or some other electrical noise, you may have to set it higher. We'll just leave it on 4 for now. And I'm just going to hit the S button to go back to the regular display. Now, as for channel groupings, the way it's currently set up is that we have all the IRG channels grouped together. There's around 30 of them, and they're from lowest to highest frequency. So I'll just scroll through this, and you can see it goes into the 146 range, and then to the 147 range, and then it will move to the private or non-IRG New Brunswick repeaters. And we're in the 30s now. And just go, it won't take too long. Here we go. And now we're into the Nova Scotia repeaters. And we're getting into the 60s now. And PEI, we're into the 80s. And Quebec, we're into the 90s. And now we're into the main repeaters, around 100. And after that, it goes to the simplex channels, the 146 and the 147 simplex channels. Then it goes to some emergency type receive only channels. And then it goes to the weather channels. Okay, that is, it'll actually loop back around. Once it hits the highest channel, it goes right back to the lowest channel. Okay, I'm just going to turn off the radio, turn off the power supply, and that's your introduction.